We have with us Suzanne from the CEO of IKEA, and we'll talk about how the expansion plans for India look like. So first of all, you already have recently opened new stores in Worli, in Mumbai also, and you have two other stores in progress. How's the update like, and what's the growth there?
It's going really well. We are excited to be able to meet more customers and to open more stores. So Mumbai, Maharashtra is one of the biggest markets for us. So we have the two stores and we are looking forward to more. And then Bangalore will come as the third market in India besides Hyderabad and Mumbai. So
What kind of growth have you seen? I'm not asking the sales number exactly, but what kind of growth have you seen in the Indian market, specifically from the newly opened stores? And any targets also that you are keeping in mind?
yes. No, I would say the whole business of being in the home has grown during the pandemic, and it's important for people. And I think it goes across all the segments in the home. So it's still a big need for people. The home is the most important place. So it's not a specific area, but if I should mention something, the bedroom and workspace has been really important the last years, and that we see good growth in.
So obviously during the pandemic times, and obviously it's not over yet, we might see another wave or so, and people are staying more at home and they are looking forward for more hybrid work culture, and that has also given demand to work related equipments also. So overall on the growth and profits kind of a thing, any numbers that you would like to share on that part, on a percentage wise, what kind of growth have you seen till now?
Yeah. So I would only say we are here for long term and to build up IKEA to be a loved brand in India, trusted and unique. And that's a long-term investment and commitment we have. India is very important for us. So step by step, we are meeting more and more of the people, and we are growing sustainably. Yeah.
One question on what kind of, because there has been a focus towards made in India products. Have you seen that kind of growth in your own sales and on your own the items displays also there? For specifically for the made in India products, what is your plan on that part?
No, our plan is to work more and more with the local industry and to source more and more from India, so that we also have as a growth goal, and it's going well. We can do a lot more and we will do a lot more, so it's part of our plans, and it's really important for many reasons: for sustainability, for creating job opportunities, for lower prices. So for all reasons we should be made in India is a big thing.
What kind of competition are you facing in the Indian market now? Is it tough? Is it tough to break through, or IKEA is already well established, but are you still finding any difficulty?
Of course there are many players, but we hope that we all contribute to increase the interest for the home. So I think there is space for many. There is so much more we can do in the Indian homes to make life better, and that's our vision. So if there are more who create interest in this, that's good.
You handle the sustainability part also, and IKEA has the segments for refurbished items also, I think not yet in India. So any plans on that? And on the sustainability part, what are the plans like for IKEA to be more ESG compliance and all?
Yeah, sustainability is in the values of IKEA, in our soul, and I'm really proud to have that title, Chief Sustainability Officer, not CEO only. I worked with it during my 25 years at IKEA. So what we do is, first of all, the offer in itself. There are many products that are more sustainable, so has been improved from sustainability perspective. Then we have many products that can help for a more sustainable and healthy living. That's a big part of our sustainability commitment, but we also look at climate change. So electrical vehicles for home delivery is something we work to increase. So we reduce the footprint, the climate footprint. We also work with equality, inclusion, and gender diversity, for example. So that's part, and being active in the communities where we are present. So sustainability is a broad topic, and it could deserve a whole part in itself.
So there's a lot going on around for the EV sector, and you just mentioned that how you are leveraging the EV vehicles for delivery and everything. What plans are there? How many vehicles are you putting to use
Yeah.
across India, and
Yeah.
what is the plan on that?
Yeah, we have a commitment, a very tough one, 2025, that 100% should be delivered by electrical vehicles. So we are taking stepwise approach and looking for bigger vehicles that can be run on EV as well, that can take our home deliveries. So we are working with the partners to develop possibilities to do this. So we have a couple of more years to go 100% electrical vehicles.
Nearly 2.5 more years to go around that target. Could you name some partners? Could you share some partners that you're working on, or any company that you're going to partner with to reach that kind of target that you have set?
We work with several partners, and the first market where we started off was in Hyderabad. We are looking at partners in Bangalore and also in Mumbai, and I know there is a big drive for more sustainable policies here. So I hope we will do a lot of progress also in Mumbai with the electrical vehicles. So,
Thank you so much for joining us and sparing time for us. Have a good day.
thanks.
So Puma has published some very good numbers. So how has it been in India in the last few months? How has the growth been?
So we've had a fantastic 2021 despite all the challenges because of COVID restrictions. We grew a lot over 2020, about 68% growth. I think this year in Jan, of course, because of again some restrictions in opening of stores, we had a bit of challenge again. But since February again, demand is back. We have growth in traffic coming back. We're opening more stores. We're seeing increase in average selling price. So there is a lot of buoyancy. I think it is also to do with not just the consumer sentiment, which is getting positive. People are stepping out, people are buying, people are using shopping more as a part of their overall, entertainment. It's not just the transaction, stepping out with family, friends, but it's also to do with our category. I think there is a huge uptick in demand in anything to do with health, fitness, sport-related products. Also, sports-inspired products, which is called athleisure, is growing very well. So, basis all this, we're seeing fantastic growth.
You just spoke about how the growth is looking like. Apart from this, how is your segregation from the revenue for online basis and for offline? Because you just said that footfalls are increasing. So, what are the plans like, or what does the numbers look like on that part?
So look, we are a multi-channel brand. We solve for customer convenience, and if the customer today wants to buy online or offline, to be honest, we just solve for having the experience right. People can sometimes discover products online, but come and shop offline in stores. So we're not very fixated on which is growing faster or where. We're solving for great customer experience in our stores as well as on our online platform and marketplaces. So I don't see this to be one at the cost of the other. And like I said, we are a multi-channel brand, and we are seeing huge demand coming back in stores. And of course, online is a growth channel.
You said you were looking forward to more stores opening also. So, what kind of any numbers to that, or in which markets are you tapping to? Which cities are you looking at?
So in last year, we opened almost 50 stores in a year of pandemic when, it was quite challenging. So we're very positive towards the market. I see that there is a lot of demand coming in, and yet there are white spaces in terms of penetration opportunities in tier 2, tier 3 markets, which we are doing. So we'll open quite a few stores there, depending on the potential and the right kind of opportunity which comes our way. So yes, we don't have a specific number in mind, but we will continue to invest in retail exclusive brand outlets in the country.
On the input costs, what kind of rise have you seen, and overall hikes, what kind of hikes have there been? And this is the last question on any constraints on the supply side that you have also witnessed.
Well, I'll first come to the supply side. I think, of course, there is a supply pressure today, and that's irrespective of the category. Everyone's seeing it. The way we are solving for is increasing and over-indexing on local for local supply chain. We're focusing a lot on products that are made in India with Indian manufacturers, suppliers who work with us very closely. And that's been a constant endeavor. And in fact, that has actually seen us through some of the difficult times because our dependence on global supply chain is lesser. And that's something that we will continue to do. As far as input cost is concerned, it is very volatile and very difficult to give a specific answer. And I think it's related. If we have a strong local supply chain, I think this volatility and this uncertainty is a bit lower, and that's what we are banking on.
So how are you going to increase the made in India kind of work that you're working on?
Yeah, so this is not just a one-time endeavor. One cannot just move overnight. This is an endeavor that we are up for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years now, and it's finally bearing fruit. So it's about working very closely with the right kind of manufacturers who can work with the understanding of the kind of product quality and planning together with us. So this is something that we've been doing, and I think working very closely with selected partners who understand the brand, who understand quality, who have the same ethos in terms of product standards, I think is very important. And I think it's a very, very fundamental to growing business in India.
Any hikes that will be taking ahead in the Indian market?
Well, at this stage, we're just waiting and watching. I can't comment on our pricing as of now, but we are constantly monitoring this.
Thank you so much for joining us. कोविड के बाद पहले तो कई लोग घर से निकल नहीं रहे थे, लेकिन अब जब घर से निकल रहे हैं तो जूतों की ज़रूरत सबसे पहले पड़ती है. तो हम आपसे पहले ये जान चाहेंगे कि जो कैजुअलाइजेशन का ट्रेंड चला है कि अब ऑफिस में भी लोग कैजुअल जूते पहन के जाते हैं, क्या आप लोग भी उस तरफ एक्सपैंड करेंगे ज़्यादा, और किस तरह का आप लोग का एक्सपेंशन चल रहा है अपनी प्रोडक्ट वाइज पे?
नहीं, यानी शुक्रिया ईटी नाउ संदेश, राइट, स्वदेश, एंड इट्स अ प्लेजर टू बी हियर. आपने सही बोला खुशबू, अभी लोग बाहर निकल रहे हैं तो उनको ऑफिस भी जाना है, सो ओकेशंस होती हैं, राइट. ऑफिस एक ओकेशन है, वेडिंग ओकेशन है, शादियाँ, स्कूल. पर आई थिंक कंज्यूमर्स ये भी ग्राहक चाहता है कि उनको कंफर्ट जो 2-3 साल से मिल रहा है घर के अंदर आराम से, राइट, वो कंफर्ट उनके साथ रहे. और इसलिए हमने स्पेशली कलेक्शन बनाया है जो 24/7 है, जो बेसिकली स्टाइल और कंफर्ट दोनों को कंबाइन करता है, और आप चूज़ कर लो. एंड आई थिंक यही ट्रेंड रहेगा आगे जाके. ये मेरी उम्मीद है, एंड हम उस तरफ जा रहे हैं और हमको अच्छा रिस्पांस भी मिल रहा है.
जो लोग अब बाहर आके खरीदारी कर रहे हैं उसकी वजह से क्या आपके मार्केट शेयर पे भी कोई अच्छा रिस्पांस पड़ा है?
ज़रूर पड़ेगा, उम्मीद हमको वही रहती है. हमारा उद्देश्य वही है कि हमारा मार्केट शेयर बढ़े और हम अच्छी तरह ग्रो करें.
कोई लक्ष्य लेकर चल रहे हैं इस साल के लिए, इस फाइनेंशियल ईयर के लिए, अपने मार्केट शेयर को लेकर?
नहीं, हम जरूर उम्मीद हर बार रहती है कि हम मार्केट शेयर बढ़ता रहे, एंड आई थिंक इट इज़ ऑलवेज सीन बेटर इन द पास्ट रादर देन फ्यूचर.
बिल्कुल. एक सवाल ये आपसे, क्योंकि सभी से हम जानना चाहते हैं कि आप लोग प्राइस हाइक्स जो जिस तरह से हो रहे हैं या इनपुट कॉस्ट जिस तरह से आपका बढ़ रहा है, उसका कितना % किस तरह से पास ऑन कर रहे हैं, और कितना आप लोग खुद एब्जॉर्ब कर रहे हैं, या फिर इसको मिटिगेट करने के लिए आप क्या क्या तरीके अपना रहे हैं?
राइट, नहीं, बहुत बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है. इन्फ्लेशन इज़ अ रियलिटी, राइट. आज का सच है, काफ़ी इन्फ्लेशन हो रहा है, राइट. एंड आई थिंक अभी एनवायरनमेंट इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी अनप्रडिक्टेबल. तो यानी अभी प्राइसेस वर स्टेबल एंड नाउ दे हैव अगेन सम जियोपॉलिटिकल इवेंट्स हैव इंक्रीज्ड इट अगेन. तो उसके मेरे नज़रिए से 2 तरीके हैं मैनेज करने के, और हम सबसे पहले ट्राई करते हैं कि हम जहाँ पॉसिबल हो हम कॉस्ट को एफिशिएंट करें, राइट. वेर एवर पॉसिबल वी कैन एक्सट्रैक्ट सेविंग्स एक्सेट्रा. सो देयर इज़ अ स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्क एंड प्रोग्राम ऑन दैट टू हेल्प अस मैनेज दिस. पर उसके बावजूद हमको प्राइस इंक्रीज लेनी ही पड़ी और हमने ली भी है, राइट. तो मुझे नंबर्स तो नहीं बोल पाऊंगा, बट द पॉइंट इज दैट वी हैव मेड श्योर दैट वी हैव कवर्ड इट फॉर इट विथ बोथ कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी एज वेल एज प्राइस इंक्रीज.
आगे चलकर और बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी?
अभी बोलना मुश्किल है, पर एज ऑफ नाउ कोई प्लान नहीं है.
ऑनलाइन की तरफ से किस तरह का रेवेन्यू या किस तरह का सेल्स ग्रोथ आपको देखने को मिल रहा है? क्या कॉम्बिनेशन होगा ऑनलाइन और ऑफलाइन का?
ऑनलाइन एक चैनल है जो कंटिन्यूसली बढ़ता रहा, राइट, और इवन पिछले 2 साल के अंदर. एंड मेरी उम्मीद है कि ये अभी भी कंपनी और बाटा की ग्रोथ को के आगे ही रहेगा, यानी हमारी ग्रोथ को कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा, एंड इट विल ग्रो मच फास्टर देन ओवरऑल बिजनेस, राइट. वाइल वी विल सी द फिजिकल स्टोर्स विच वी आर सीइंग बाउंसिंग बैक एज फुटफॉल्स कम इनटू आवर स्टोर्स.
तो क्या आप नए स्टोर्स की भी तैयारी में हैं? कुछ आइडिया उस पर देना चाहेंगे कि कितने की तैयारी है इस साल, और ख़ास तौर पे छोटे शहरों में जहाँ से अच्छे खासे बायर्स बाटा के और भरोसा भी वहाँ पे के बायर्स दिखाते हैं, तो वहाँ पे किस तरह का आपका ग्रोथ प्लान है?
नहीं, सो दोनों सेगमेंट्स में हम बढ़िया ग्रोथ यानी स्टोर्स फुटप्रिंट बढ़ाना चाहते हैं. बाटा का ब्रांड इतना स्ट्रांग है कि किसी भी शहर में या किसी भी गांव में भी चले जाओ तो कंज्यूमर को मालूम है बाटा क्या है, राइट. तो ये हमारा फ़र्ज़ भी बनता है कि हम उसके नज़दीक पहुँचे और उसको अवेलेबल करें. तो हम कई तरीक़ों से कर रहे हैं, राइट. हम यानी ऑब्वियसली डिजिटल कॉमर्स के थ्रू ऑब्वियसली वी आर रीचिंग अ लॉट ऑफ पिन कोड्स एक्सेट्रा, राइट. हमारा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आर्म जो है मल्टी ब्रांड आउटलेट्स को, वो बड़ी तेज़ी से ग्रो कर रहा है, और हम चाहते हैं कि वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मल्टी ब्रांड आउटलेट्स के द्वारा भी बाटा को एक्सपोज करें. एंड इन एडिशन टू दैट हम काफ़ी तेज़ी के साथ हम बेसिकली हमारे फ्रेंचाइज स्टोर्स स्पेशली छोटे शहरों के अंदर which makes the model more capex efficient also is something that we are pushing very aggressively forward, and hopefully we'll have good progress to show in the next few quarters and years.
चलिए, आप अभी पूरी तरह से नंबर्स हमसे अभी साझा नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो एक सवाल बस इससे पूछना चाहेंगे कि इंडस्ट्री एनालिस्ट का ये मानना है कई तरह से कि बाटा का जो ग्रोथ जिस तरह से देखने को मिल रहा है वो उसके पेयर्स के कंपैरिजन में उस तेज़ी से नहीं है। क्या उस पर भी आपका ये मानना है कि या फिर किस तरह से ये ग्रोथ में आप लोग एक पुशअप करना चाहेंगे या बूस्ट करना चाहेंगे, कैसे होगा ये?
नहीं, बेसिकली ये डिपेंड्स ऑन योर कैटेगरीज एंड योर कंज्यूमर्स, राइट। हमारी जो स्ट्रेंथ कैटेगरीज थी वो ज़्यादातर इम्पैक्ट हुई थी। उसके अलावा हमारा ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंस इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं था, एंड आई थिंक वी आर ट्राइंग टू मेक श्योर दैट वी बिकम स्ट्रॉन्गर इन ऑल दीज सेगमेंट्स एज वेल एज ब्रॉडन आवर पोर्टफोलियो टुवर्ड्स स्नीकर्स एंड कैजुअल, सो दैट वी आर एबल टू मेक श्योर दैट वी कीप ग्रोइंग वेल।
शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए।
थैंक यू, थैंक्स।
Editing won't be a problem, sir.
Okay, yeah.
As people are now moving more towards casualization, so we speak to Bata on how their plans are towards this move and what kind of growth are you witnessing given this kind of a trend, and are you working on more products for the same?
Yeah. No, so I think casualization is a broad trend, right? It is basically relaxed, comfortable footwear, and we are trying to tackle it through multiple ways, right? We've expanded our entire sneaker range. We've got now multiple, almost about 25-30 sneaker studio collection stores, and we plan to expand them in all our stores, right? And that is to showcase almost 300 styles of sneakers. So that is one way of trying to tackle it, where the consumer is. The second piece is make sure that we are able to launch more and more comfortable footwear within our fashion as well as formal range, right? And that's making sure with the concept that, you know, even when consumers step out, right, whether they go to marriages or whether they go to offices, they carry the comfort that they are used to along with them. So we are launching a 24/7, 24/7 collection, which is basically on the same lines of style with comfort. So I'm sure all of this is only going to help us basically grow faster.
Sure. Just one question on the input cost rise and how you are mitigating this, and if you could share what kind of impact it has seen on the margins also.
No, inflation is here to stay, right? It has been something that has been happening for the last about 12 months, right? I think, you know, and it's a very unpredictable environment. So we don't know where the raw material or the input cost prices are going to stabilize. But however, what we have done in Bata is to make sure that we focus on both the matters, right? One is that make ourselves more leaner and more fitter as well as efficient, and therefore extract savings that can help us mitigate the inflation. But simultaneously, we also had to take price increases. But between the two, I'm sure we will navigate it well.
How are you trying to go through this competition, the rising competition that you are seeing, and some industry analysts that they have to expect, and they believe that the growth has been slow as compared to the peers. Anything on that? How are you mitigating that?
Yeah. No, so I think our segments were such that they were skewed towards the kind of thing that were impacted during the pandemic, whether it was schools, whether it was, you know, formal occasions, or even weddings, etc. And I think all of that is something that would have impacted Bata a lot more. But along with that, I think competition is always good. It just makes us much more agile, keeps us on our feet, and I think there's a world out there of unorganized segment, etc., which I think all of us can take good growth from.
So last question on the expansion towards tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and also what kind of growth are you witnessing from the online markets?
Yeah. No, so I think online I've already talked about. I think it's something that will continue to grow, right? It's done well for us. We see that for the years to come to lead our growths. In addition to that, I think we are also targeting the lower tier towns, right, where Bata's equity is, you know, equally strong, if not stronger, and we want to make sure that we tackle it. Our ambition is to reach almost 500 stores over the next 3 years, right? That's from about 200 1 year back.
Thank you so much for joining with us. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.